So here's the question that I want to ask. And this question goes out to any fucking buddy, really. It doesn't matter who you are, whether you're a fan or a hater or what the fuck ever you want to identify yourself as. You're just a casual observer of this wonderful land, what we call YouTube. I don't give a fuck what your fucking position is. It's a question that goes out to every last human being on this planet that might at one point or another see this fucking video. And the question is this: does the truth matter to anyone anymore? Now, this is an entirely separate question than what is the truth? Because that's irrelevant. We're not talking about some kind of definitive truth. Does the concept, the very concept of the idea of a tangible or intangible, for that matter, truth, matter to a single fucking soul on this planet other than me at this point? N.D. Clark. N.D. fucking Clark. You know what? There's always been men like you, N.D. Always been men who can't just disagree with an idea. They gotta turn the idea into some kind of horrible, twisted parody of itself so that they can get a knockout victory on it. It's called a straw man, but I'm sick of calling it straw man because that's just too overused at this point. You know, the sad thing is, ND, that you didn't even have to do that. There's plenty of arguments against what I'm saying. You know, if you don't agree with my position on the Civil Rights Act, fine. Most people don't. And I've heard a lot of arguments, and many of them are quite compelling. I can be swayed on this issue, or any other issue for that matter. But you're not content to merely argue the point. You want to create some fucking far-fetched slippery slope thing where you're like, one day we're giving people property rights and the next day it's rape and pandemonium and fucking people are stabbing babies in the streets. You know, you get fucking 7 babies and put them all on a pole and you got a baby kebab and you sell them for $3.99 on the corner. That's what your way of thinking leads to. Woo! Fuck you. Fuck the fuck out of you, you fucking fuck. Oh, why would you feel the need to start talking about this? You know, I love you and your fucking shit. Because you're going to sit there and say things like, well, you think it's okay if a business owner doesn't want to let black people in the store. And you think that's just great. You think that's great. You support racism. No. Wrong. Inco-fucking-rect. You are a stupid man. What I said was that they have the right, they should have the right to discriminate on their own property. Why is that so wrong? Now, if I went to a restaurant and I saw a sign that says, "Blacks not welcome," I needed that fucking restaurant. Because you know what? I know the guy that owns the restaurant is a racist piece of shit. His ideals and my ideals, they don't mesh to the point where I don't even want to be around him. And I don't want to support an establishment that is racist, that has racist policies. But at the same time, will I defend his right to have that sign in his restaurant? Will I defend his right to discriminate on the basis of race, gender, religion, what the fuck ever he wants? Yes! I will fight and I will fucking die to defend his right to do whatever the fuck he wants. Just like I'll die to defend your right to be a fucking douchebag to me. Why? Because I care more about freedom and more about the liberty of the individual than I care about 1,000 fucking trolls and haters, 1,000 fucking lies and distortions, 1,000 injustices wrought by individuals. Because if you don't allow them to learn on their own, if you don't allow these social conflicts to come to their natural conclusion, then you are doing a grave disservice to humanity and to our society. And I will tell you what I mean by that. Before the Civil Rights Act, there were communities that were entirely of black millionaires in this country. White people used to come into these communities and attack these black people because they were so envious of how rich and successful they were. Now, that was not the norm by any stretch of the imagination, but these communities existed. They don't exist today. The only rich black people are pretty much rappers and fucking actors and you know, entertainers and these primitive fucking imbeciles that put gold shit in their teeth and I'm gonna bust the cap up in this motherfucker, reinforcing some bullshit generic stereotype. Do you ever wonder how black people got to that point in this country? You know, how they became so impoverished? Because when we passed the desegregation laws, when we said that, you know, you can go to white businesses, that's fine, but you know what? There was a bunch of black-owned and black-operated businesses that black people used to have to go to. But they stopped going there. They started going to the white businesses and giving the white people their money. Now, if this process had taken place naturally, don't you think that maybe the blacks would have the share of the country that they're entitled to? Because it's abysmal, the amount of money that blacks have per capita versus whites have per capita. And it's not the fault, it's partially the fault of the blacks, of course, because everyone has to take responsibility for their actions. But it's mostly the fault of the government and the sissy white liberal motherfuckers who didn't bother to think more than one step ahead in their actions before they tried to force change. Before they decided they were going to impose change on the people. It never fucking works. It never fucking has. It never fucking will. It's like this failed drug policy shit that we have in this country. Where everyone, we have this big drug war. The war on drugs, we started in the 80s. It cost billions of dollars, if not trillions at this point. And put countless people in fucking prison. And do you know anyone in this country who thinks that drugs are going to be gone at any point in the future? Do you think that at some point we're going to win the drug war? No, it ain't fucking happening. You're a fucking deluded idiot if you think that we're ever going to stop the flow of drugs into this country. Because there's always going to be demand, and as long as there's demand, there's going to be supply. You can't stop that shit from happening. You just pass laws, you pointlessly incarcerate people, you pointlessly waste tax dollars on incarcerating them. More importantly, you steal their freedom to do what they want with the bodies that could only belong to themselves. And you also stop enterprising businessmen from making profit out of a huge market. And it's not that we're against drugs. No, no, no. Because you can go to any doctor in this country and say, oh, doctor, I'm depressed. Ooh, yeah, would you like some Valium? No, 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 try again. No, I'd like some OxyContin. Yeah, okay, here's your prescription. I'm a doctor. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. I'm your doctor. Here's your prescription for drugs that you need. We just want the big corporations dealing them. We want the white people selling us the drugs. When it's the black man down in the ghetto trying to sell us the drugs, we want to put him in fucking jail. This government has done everything in its power, whether by intent or by mere incompetence, to sabotage black America at every point. I, motherfucker, fight for those people. You are a detriment. Don't get confused, motherfucker. You may think of me as a racist, and that's fine. I don't give a fuck. You can put any label on me that you want to. But the fact of the matter is, the policies and ideas that I support would do better to serve blacks in this country than the bullshit, liberal jerking off that you've been doing for your whole life, that this whole country's been doing for the last 40-something years. It's all a bunch of bullshit. Alright, I'm done. Piss off, faggot.